Yo, we got a special shout out for Mrs. Hash. We also have a special shout out for a new subscriber who has taken it upon themselves to begin time stamping every single fart ever put down on YouTube. You think I'm playing? Go check out the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 days of videos. Anything with Sleepstream farts in it, buddy is on it, bro. WX Tracker. Underneath Mrs. Hash. Don't get any funny ideas, but I will drop kick you. What? Working on our bubble letters, bud. Geez. After I say that and we done it. Oh, look at that's a Wonder Woman W. WX, buddy. What are you not telling me? You Wonder Woman? Oh, how do you make an X? That is not an X. Bro. We're doing it. We're doing these calligraphy X's now. This show is getting sick, bro. Oh man, we don't even know which way the lines go on X's. Back to oh, WX. Look at the moves on me. You got that there, and then this thing. It's like you're flying. Tracker. WX Tracker. If there was letters, screw you, bud. I'm not writing them. Stop putting letters in your, putting numbers in your names, guys. I can't keep track of y'all anymore. I don't even know if Long Balls Larry is 187, 178. I gotta go look up old videos or old super chats from Long Balls to see what's really going on. WX Tracker, bro, your name's in bubble letters and you just recently got on the show. You know why? Your effort is that of the old schoolers. Tracker. And I can't thank you enough. There's some serious people out there. We got Tommy D. We got on right now. I gotta stop and also write down Tommy D's name right now. One of the all-time super chatters. He's the first person ever super chat me 420. He's the first person ever start a 420 super chat war that I kind of waved off. I was like, guys, spend it on yourself. Go get some. What's my name for yourselves? Don't worry about me. You know what I mean? Man, I'm dumb. There's a bigger purpose, and some of you, I hope you really get it, and I hope you pass that on, right? That feeling of not being greedy. Don't be money driven. Don't be monetized driven. What is it? I wrote an R. We gotta write Trump here. Sorry, Tommy D. You understand, Tommy D. My first fake out on YouTube right here, bubble letter style. Not on purpose, Tommy D. You're gonna be also Trump. We're gonna figure out how to connect your name in here, buddy. In WX Tracker, no offense, I'm writing Trump's name next, right? And we are gonna finish. I don't want to hit one on me by Mr. Trump. Trump. Mister. You gotta write Mister here. Oh man. Getting in so much trouble right away. Did you guys ever hear the story? I called Mr. Trump. Man, did I speak nice to him on the phone. I never talked to him. I got his voicemail. So they gave out his phone number, eh? I know what year it was because, well, I'm guaranteeing it was 2015 because of when we bought this place. So 2015, we ended up. Get this. I called Mr. Trump in 2015. The news put his phone number they put Mr. Trump's phone number on the news or somewhere. Anyway, you can Google it. You might find it. I gotta start making my wife's bagel. We gotta finish this name. Listen, I'm putting my marriage up right now. Mrs. Hashy too, like this Mrs. Hash. I was always wondering if we should call her Mrs. Hashy. Let's do a vote one time. Mrs. Hash or Mrs. Hashy. WX Tracker with a C. There's a funny story why I did bubble letters. There are some official documents I have with my handwriting on them. Anything I write with, whatever I sign my name with, I wouldn't even. It's my name is my name, right? but I actually have a certain type of penmanship that's very different, and I'm very good. So if I was to write a letter, there's a very specific reason for this. And the most trusted people know. Most trusted. It has nothing. It's the longest known. Made a pact to always ensure the other safeties of friends. That's what it's gonna be. This way, there's no family involved. It's literally friends. But again, it's far above y'all's entirety. Wife likes a bagel. Everything bagel, this and that bagel, jalapeno bagel. Wife loves a good bagel. You guys love bagels? I don't. They're tasty. Like if I was like on the road or in a vehicle I hadn't eaten for days or hours, minutes, you know. They pulled up and they're like, "Hey, you want a bagel?" There's like a 9% chance I'll say yes. I don't like fast food. You make it in your house. You're sitting there. You got a bunch of fresh bagels you bake. I'm gonna try your bagel. You know, unless you got like bacon drippings in there and stuff. Like, I'm not trying your food. You know what I mean? And that's not being picky. What that is making a choice, which I'm allowed. Right? You can say what you want, but that doesn't mean what you say is accurate. We all have choices we can make that define us. You can choose not to make a bunch of choices and let that define you in this game of life. Said very begrudgingly. Saddened, heartbroken. There's no purpose to that then. You know, there's no purpose to... You can't even talk about it. You guys have to figure it out on your own, right? It's just... I want to make this place really nice for my wife. I need a little bit of help here and there. Kind of frustrates me. Some of my buddies are really good at stuff like this. My buddies are working or have families. They do not even live near me, you know, so big ask, you know. And of course, it's not, they would, you know, I don't know what's changed. A lot has changed in my life. I have become a bit of a recluse, and it's because I understand, you know. Unfortunately, it's safer, to be honest with you. I'm not scared. I go anywhere, anytime, anywhere, anytime. But I don't I don't get scared or anxiety when I go. I get it, some people do. I used to when I was a teenager. I used to get anxiety going to just in certain buildings, entities, you know, and it's like you don't know what it is. You're intimidated. You feel bullied sometimes in life. But I've always had good people to help me understand. So, in turn, anybody I ever saw maybe making a bad choice, I would quickly redirect them on a path of good, you know? And that's important because it's a bad place where I'm from. So I'm doing God's work here. Not a God, but the gods. I don't know who is in charge. For sure someone's in charge, and I don't think it's the way it's perceived. You know, I don't put down any country and say, "Oh, you're dumb because you think this way." I think all of it has been misconstrued highly. I believe the book or words in it are upside down or backwards or hollow or shallow
or lies, you know, sins, you know, like every person who will live will sin. Every person is imperfect in that way, period. And you'll be then led by your conscience after the evil act of any sort, whatever level. It could be squishing a snail, which I don't recommend you do. I teach young people all the time. Don't be like that. Like that thing, that little guy is you, little one. Next life, you don't say that, but if you can drill it in 9 seconds that could possibly be them, you know? What if somebody big comes and were to act like that, what you're about to do to that? Holy crow. Putting the shoe, so few things I learned in life that I really believe in. Putting the shoe on the other foot. Feeling what it's like for somebody else. That's why, you know, people who maybe deal with problems and stuff, trauma or things like that, it's harder to explain sometimes, right? But I was a kid when I didn't really have any, like, sure I had something, but mine is like very low key and was ended early, period. Not everybody is so lucky, right? So, I just think of everybody else, because evil can rest or be, you know, passed on or skip a gen. It's not built into you. In fact, it's probably the opposite, because of what is built into you is a conscience. It's in the center of your stomach, above your belly button by 6-8 inches. It's the pit, but it's deep down in the back of your back, and your stomach is your brain. It's your real brain. It's your heart and soul. Rastafari. So this will be part 2 of that. So here we are, and I just want you to think about this. Period. Think about this. Listen to me. Clear your mind and picture being young and not having parents. Don't be sad for yourself. You don't know what it's like. There's nobody else around. You're in nature. There's berry bushes everywhere. You got places to crap, places to sleep in the caves, and you got bright, hot, sunny days every flippin' day. No winter, no horrible rainstorms, no tsunamis, no tornadoes, no volcanoes. You're good. Imagine living with all amongst everything else that exists. Would you be okay? Would you care about IG and Facebook and who's talking about you or who isn't, right? How many views you got or don't? I gave up on, I mean, of course it's how I make money, so views and watch time and things like that, those are analytics I get a kick out of, and I've always gotten a kick out of that. I'm more interested now in well, I'm not going to say, for hundreds of reasons. Zero one one zero one one zero zero one reasons. Okay? Okay. How you doing? So, imagine a world where you didn't have to take up arms go vote, maybe get lied to. You gotta go do stuff you never intended on doing, you didn't ever think you had to. Like there's, going to the, you, having to go fight for your country or a flag that doesn't exist because there's no flags, right? There's no division, there's no separation between you and the bunnies. You don't need to eat any of the animals. There's tons of zucchinis and strawberries, and you can make cashew cheese, all kinds of wonderful flours and wheats and grains and seeds to make these beautiful breads and buns and pizzas, and tomatoes everywhere and raspberry bushes and all kinds of what's my name comes right to you right from the get-go. You're like, oh, these plants smell great, and then you're like, oh, what's this tacky stuff? Then you're like, oh, let's make some s'mores, and then you make some s'mores over the fire, and then one of these s'mores kind of, whoo, what was really going on? I licked my fingers that last time, bro. Woo! You know what I mean? And then you start to notice, man, that sticky stuff, I rubbed it on my cut, and the cut sealed up real nice and didn't get infected. You start to do other stuff with it, and you're like, maybe this is some kind of ointment. Maybe this is some sort of important thing, right? So maybe the wise men carrying myrrh, frankincense, and whatever, some oils, you know what I mean? The burning bush, I think, and it was 5-fingered. Like, I'm pretty sure it had, like, the words are missing from what we've understood, eh? But there's a reason why they also can't get rid of it. Because I think on the back end, it's being used by them. So I've figured out that they actually need, they need us. They need us as in the hashies. They can't, without us, they're nothing, right? And even if they learn about it, the preservation of this is so important that everybody has to be in on this. So I think it wasn't cool for everybody to be a hashi back in the day, nor was it recognized as what I said prior to that about it being such a beautiful thing, right? In every way, shape, and form, for cuts, wounds, your mind, your third eye, unlocking it, opening it, allowing it to be creative, right? Everyone's like, oh, creativity this, creativity that, this singer, this inventor, this, everyone's dabbled, and like, even people you're in the businesses, even judges and lawyers and doctors and police, at some point in their life went to a rock concert, saw a Nirvana video, you know what I mean? It was like, well, I think the only thing that's going to make this better, this game of pool better, is if we were to partake. So, I mean, you aren't privy to this, your coolest uncles or aunts aren't going to shout it out, right? When we lived in the 90s or the 80s, for sure not. Thanks, Nixon. Right on, Elvis. Like, these people condemned it, right? And I'm not going to forget, like, how it was done, by who, and who pitched it real hard, right? It's the same thing over and over. It's the big three, I call them, but it goes deeper. It goes to 4 and 5. It goes to where you send your kids, and then it's where you go every Sunday, and those are the primaries. That's the real deal. And then it turns into, man, all the others. Like, it's in everything, right? To ingrain and indoctrinate, for you to hate, for you to rat out your neighbor. Here's $50, here's 200, whatever it is, right? You're doing the demon's work. Man is supposed to love thy neighbor, meaning everyone around you, not because you own a home. Like, everything is so misconstrued, it's so bad. Now, some people, because of the system we're in, but it's proven that people become prejudiced after so many years of life. Everyone. But you start out so pure, it's ridiculous. Now, if you can recognize that, it's going to help you daily act differently. Now my wife's bagel is complete, nice and warm, not too hot, definitely perfect, crispy on the outside, just lightly crisp. She likes everything perfect. This is perfect. She'll tell you. I'll ask her. I'll be pissed if it isn't, but trust me, it's perfect. I have to wash up good though. That has garlic and jalapeno, and I just squished down on it, and I didn't need to. I should have used a paper towel. Now I gotta probably wash my hands 2 or 3 times. Alright, let's get some paper towel here. I don't use paper towel very often, but I have to right now. The dish towel has other stuff on it. I mean, it's just not drying in my hands, so don't worry about it. I'm going to be using them again in 10 minutes type of thing, so they're going to get a little fishy again, whatever it is. Like, I do open cat food, but I wouldn't touch. I wash my hands and then I use a little piece of paper towel to wipe off after I hot water wash my hands really good. Dash of soap on my fingertips. Scrub them in, wash it off. But this ain't cat food right now. This is just turkey, probably onion, garlic, there's herbs, and there's jalapeno, so I don't want any of that on my fingers. Oh, excuse me. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. I always wanted to say I love you. Everybody have a good day and just don't nice and dry.
And we're back. Just had our vitamins.
Good job, hon. Thanks. Keep it going. Get more garbage recycling from it.
Man, my wife finished the basement pretty much on one whole side. Decluttered everything. There's nothing down there in the whole backside of it, just really off. Got some painting to do behind that area. You know, looking forward to just sprucing it up, making it really have a fresh smell, right? So basically no smell, right? Odorless paint is important. You're in a basement. Thankfully it's summer. We can call this summer because it's 27 degrees tomorrow, 33 degrees next week. Like, woo! October's supposed to be just banging, really nice, so looking forward to it. November will be nice. It's always nice in November. And December can be just gorgeous at this rate. So we'll take it. You know, we deserve a warmer climate. So do our plants. So do the trees, right? We want to keep everything and make it live longer. We need to secure our climate, which is our environment, which is our plants, trees. We do not rely on them. We rely on them, but we do not give them any credit ever. And the facts are in, the votes are in, the decision's final. We're gonna start. That's why I believe the AI made me famous. I'm serious. Super famous, worldwide. Loved by millions. The hash man is a real thing. And he will live on like he once did forever. You don't have to remember his name, just his info. I love you all very much. I'll see you next time. Peace. Hash man out.